now my great honor to introduce the President-elect of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
Folks, the people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory.
And from sea to shining sea, they took to the streets.
America spoke. We won. We won. Biden won!
Celebrating a new morning.
I am so excited
for a president that will have empathy and kindness.
And for many, the end of a nightmare.
I feel like my children and my grandchild have a future in this country now. It was a very scary 4 years.
It means this country has hope.
Donald Trump's America was a nation torn apart by racial strife, where white supremacists were emboldened, where misogyny thrived in high office.
It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. This is the time to heal in America.
And while this was Joe Biden's victory, it was Vice President-elect Kamala Harris who represented the clearest rejection of Trump's America.
We made history, Kamala, yes.
The first woman, first black woman, the first woman from South Asian descent, the first daughter of an immigrant ever elected in this country.
And it's Harris who may represent America's future.
While I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
It gives women of color, minorities, hope, like we can dream big.
But despite the jubilation, it's the same country as a week ago. Divided. Angry. And of course, stricken by a pandemic. But for the first time in a long time, America's future seems brighter than its present.
Well, it's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. The I can't breathe. That wasn't just George Floyd. That was a lot of people that felt that they couldn't breathe. And this is a big deal for us just to be able to get some peace.
Powerful stuff. Well, Michael Williams is feeling all the feelings as he joins us now from Washington. Michael, it's been a roller coaster of a day and week and month and 4 years. Talk us through the moment you heard the news.
Well, it's interesting. I was watching the news and following the election returns and, sort of counting vote by vote in all the states that were outstanding, especially Pennsylvania. And, this, although it's been clear really for a couple of days that the only way, as we can say, the only way that Donald Trump is going to get to 270 is through diet and exercise, right? But we're still looking at every vote. And then, the declaration came through and all the networks came through at the same time and said, Biden, President-elect, Biden. They all just one after another fell like dominoes. And honestly, I understand Van Jones's emotion because my son, who works at the studio where we do many of our crosses, he's been working just as hard as I have, if not harder, and was asleep. My mom died during the last election cycle, and it was always been my fear that she actually passed away by listening to that guy. Somehow that was the last voice that she may have heard because I would spend so much time with her, but I wasn't with her at that moment when she passed. And it's always been my fear that was the last voice that she heard. So my first instinct was to go and wake up my son because I wanted him to hear it from me.
Wow.
I wanted him to say, this is a different day. It's an emotional for all of us. It really is.
It was a very powerful speech delivered by Kamala Harris. Just how significant is her election as vice president, and how much do you think she's going to, or Joe Biden is going to rely on her throughout the presidency?
The speech was very powerful. I mean, both the words and, of course, the person who was giving it. I mean, you're going to hear a lot about firsts for a long time, during this upcoming administration. The first time she meets the head of state, the first time she addresses them. Everything that she does now is basically wet cement out in front of her for her to put her historic footprints into. And she is certainly capable. This is a woman who was not chosen lightly. She was not chosen to be a symbolic vice president. If the old saying goes, no, I don't want to be vice president because I prefer to die before I'm buried. That used to be the old joke. And now, though, I think that Joe Biden, who was a partner in his presidency, the Obama presidency, plans to have Kamala Harris be a partner in legislation and negotiation, both in the United States and around the world. I think she'll be a fully engaged partner for him.
Michael, as the next few months play out, while Donald Trump is still in the White House, what are you more worried about? What Trump might do or what some of his more extreme supporters might do?
Well, I think both of them are a concern. Donald Trump this is the guy who was out at the golf course. So today of all days, so they say that history may not repeat, but it certainly rhymes. And the fact that that guy was out on the golf course today is just, unbelievable. Whole other segment on that. I don't think we stop saying, what will Donald Trump do? He won't do that. He might do anything, and he has the full powers of the presidency. So will he choose it to tear down the democracy, set it on fire? Will he choose it to line his own pockets? A little bit of both? Who knows? I think we have to be prepared, though, for that day on January 20th, where you have to actually evict him. Then you have the supporters that are out there. You have 70 million people who voted for him, some of them who are quite motivated to cause mayhem. I think we just have to keep an eye out. And this is the price of democracy. As they say, democracy is a struggle. It's a fight. So if they are willing to fight to keep an unjust and unelected person in office and in power, I think others have to be just as willing to fight to say that will not stand in this country under this flag.
Michael, an incredibly important day for you, I know personally, and so many Americans. So let's hope that unification starts from this moment forward. Thanks so much for your time.
Cheers. Thank you so much.